You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of LadyJMedia. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned.
Matter of fact, you can't go through it once you go back in it. Matter of fact, you don't go back in it unless you go back in it over and over again, because it's like a revolving door that keeps saying, hey, come visit me. Even when you're doing good, you might get in a drive-by or a shootout, and even if you're the victim, you're still going to jail because your past criminal record and you weren't supposed to be near a gun or bullet or even almost dying. So although you survived, sir, we need to tell you you have the right to remain silent. Because you won't give us all the information that we need to know about when you almost died. But we're not concerned about that part. We want to know who was shooting out of your car when the other people were shooting at your car. We know it was someone shooting, even if it wasn't you. Who was it? So then there's that moment where I gotta decide, is do or die now. Do I keep it a G? Or I decide I don't want to ride now. I don't want to be street no more. I'm in a situation where I got 30 years over my head, and if this dude get me locked up, it won't be no more. So then there's that moment where I decide that I won't snitch, and I hold it down, and I keep strong to the street code, even though the streets don't love me. In fact, the streets might kill me. In fact, the streets might be the reason why I got this gun anyway. And then there's this moment where I realize it's all or nothing.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Lady J. Jamar, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, cool, because I got all kinds of contraptions. Oh, I'm not even on the screen. I just realized that. Hold on, let me turn the camera on. Wow.
Good.
All right, well, y'all didn't come to see me anyway. You came to see Jamar. So I understand. Let me hit my cam here. There we go. All right, y'all. So listen, tonight is another big night. I know y'all be like, she say that every Monday. Tonight is another big night. We got a wonderful guest here. His name is Jamar Russell. Do me a favor, everybody. I need you to share this video, okay? Hey, Lynette, how are you, sister? How you doing? Lynette's husband is incarcerated. I got to get Lynette on here one day so we can talk to her, but her husband is incarcerated. But thanks for joining the show. Everybody, make sure you do me a favor, pick your phone up right now. Do me a favor and share the show. While I am, I asked Jamar to fix his lighting, and I don't even have my lights on in the background. I don't know what's going on today.
It looked cool.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah,
right,
it looked like you're chilling. Got a nice
cool.
little vibe.
All right, cool. So listen, y'all, do me a favor, like I said, go to Facebook. We're on Facebook right now. We're on YouTube. We're on we're on IG. So make sure that you go get on one of these social media sites. And I always say if 3 people could just share the video for us, like that would be phenomenal. If 3 people could share. So I really want to take a moment also to explain to you what this show is about, because every week we get more and more people tuning in. I'm getting a lot of calls of people who want to do the show, like the whole April is booked, y'all. So, thank you so much. But let me tell you a little bit about the show. This is a show that I do every Monday night, and this show is dedicated to the men and women who are incarcerated, and also dedicated to the families of those who are incarcerated. We want to make sure that they know that even though they're in that situation, that we are that village for them. You know, if they need something, we want to be able to get it to them. If they need to get to their loved ones, we want to be able to help them get there. I'm a chaplain. If you need my help, you know, I put my services out there. So that's the purpose of this show. And we want to make sure that we continue to get the word out, to use this platform to come on and talk about what you've been going through, what you've been dealing with. If you're a family member, if you're somebody that just got out, you might be somebody that's about to go in, but just come on and talk to us, okay? Let me see. We got another message. Hey, Pusher, she's going to be on next week. Y'all got to hear her story. Like, her story is, she is a phenomenal woman. I'm telling you, that lady right there, she did some serious time. She's going to be on next Monday night. So that's the purpose of this show. We're going to go on later on in the show. You will be able to call in. As you can see, you can send up your messages. You can ask questions. And so we're going to jump right in. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, Jamar, how are you doing? Welcome to What Up Baltimore.
Yeah, man, every day blessed, man. I'm out here now. You know,
Absolutely.
we done this before.
Yeah.
But I wasn't able to be on screen. That's when I was
Ain't that
inside.
something?
I was
Ain't that something?
me and my cell buddy doing our thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
everybody, whoever knows Sean Gardner, founder
Mm-hmm.
of Behind the Wall Mentors,
Right.
Joshine Walls, Marco Lomax, man. Make sure y'all scream to make sure them guys get free. And there's some
Yeah.
other good men.
Mm-hmm. You know
Yeah.
what's crazy? I was sitting here today when I was putting the show together, and I was like, I'm trying, because I talked to so many people that's incarcerated, and I was
What's the
trying to
play?
think. I said, I remember us. I couldn't remember. I think we talked on the phone too.
Yeah.
We talked on
Yeah.
the phone. Yeah,
And then look, you had my old cell buddy DJ on here.
yes, that's right. That's
Yep,
right.
like
Because I was
yeah,
like,
so
I
it's
was
a
trying to
lot of
think about how I
connections.
meant. Yeah.
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 But
And
nah,
then
I was in the cell with Sean Gardner, and we've
mhm,
had the thing, and I think Bakari was on here.
yeah.
So we did a show then.
And then you had to go to court, right? Because was it you that had to go to court?
Um, I mean, I've been in court. I'm still in court. You
Yeah,
know,
I think
reentry.
it may
Yeah,
not have been you, because
yeah.
it was somebody I had to go to court with, and I couldn't go because I was helping to take care of my mom that day. But anyway, we have never met in person, but you know, one day we will. Now that you're out, and I'm happy that you're on the other side of the wall and that you're able to you know, be a part of the show. It's really a blessing, you know, that you're out. And I always get excited because I'm like, I don't get to see what your faces look like when I'm talking to you on the phone, or when you call in. I don't really know what you look like outside of a picture. So I'm always excited when I get to talk to you in real time. And we don't hear that you have 60 seconds. We don't hear that no more. We can just have a phone conversation. So welcome home. How long have you been home?
Tomorrow will be 6 months that I was
Wow.
released from the inpatient spot.
Okay.
Um, I still start from that day because I still wasn't free. I was out of the institution. It'd be almost going on a year from
Okay.
actually leaving RCI.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so 6 months home. Yeah,
So how long were you incarcerated?
12 years.
12 years. Okay.
So
And how old were you when you went in?
25.
Wow, 25. Okay. And you did 12 straight years.
They 12 and whatever. I ain't the one that count the days and
The
the
days,
hours and
the
stuff. I
hours.
wasn't doing that, but
Right.
yeah, about that a
Yeah.
little bit more. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
hmm
Okay. And so were you just in one facility the whole time?
well, mostly fighting my case.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I have got convicted of first degree murder.
Okay.
I actually was down Upper Marlboro for almost 3 years, 32 and a half months, because I had a missed trial. And, that extended my stay, and then
Mm,
the rest of the time I got processed in Jessup and then shipped out Hagerstown.
wow. So I wanted to ask you, was that your first time being incarcerated?
Well, first major incarceration.
Mm-hmm.
Short of this, it might have been 90 days here, 90 days there, some house
Mm-hmm.
arrest. something like that, and then graduated, unfortunately.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because I always ask everybody, like, what was it that made you, I don't know if you know, but what made you stay on that path until you finally got caught, got incarcerated, and did that lengthy sentence?
I mean, I don't mind talking about the situation because it's just certain things that people need to understand or be aware of. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wasn't just somebody who was in the streets my whole life, but um, experience a form of poverty, made me want to go get some money. And
Mm-hmm.
so then it's not everything that's available now with the social media and stuff like that, where kids can create their own opportunities. So I went the wrong route, started hustling. And though
Mm-hmm.
I was still trying to do the right thing, honor roll student and stuff like that, the struggle would be like, man, even when I tried to stop and do the right thing, times it get hard, I go back to it. So
Yeah.
it just seemed like with anything, just and this is stuff that I learned, like with addictions, like when you relapse, you go harder than before. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. And that was the whole cycle of that. And a cycle of not knowing. And that's part of the
Yeah.
reason why, like, I'll do the work and want to do the work, now is because I look at that young man and like what
Right.
could have made things different. So I speak to
Mm-hmm.
young men now.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
you said something really interesting that I don't think people get, but I hear it repeatedly over and over on this show, that a lot of it has to do with poverty. And when our young
Absolutely.
people, yeah, when our young people are out here struggling, and that's what I hear when I also go to the detention centers, and I'll ask the young man or young woman, like, why are you doing this? Like, it's not your first time. But why do you think this is fun? And they'll tell me, my mother needed her light bill paid. Like they're out there hustling, not always because they want to, because they have to. There's a need, and it doesn't seem like there's any other way, and nobody's showing them any other way to do this. And so you fall into that trap and then end up, and I hate to put it like this, Jamar, but it's been designed that way, you know? And that's why they're building so many prisons. It's been designed that way for especially our young black men to fall into their trap.
That's why we gotta do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
My whole thing is that before I was ignorant. I mean, but I was young, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so I probably jumped out there at 14 and still learning the stuff that I did. I wasn't mature. They said what the human brain matures or stops developing or develops, fully develops at about 24, 25.
Right,
I don't
right.
feel like
Mm-hmm.
I was a man until 28,
Mm-hmm.
mature. So all of that stuff, that's why they doing laws right now with this emerging adults. But
Mm-hmm.
good man that I was in there with, Kenny. Kenny was one of those guys that was on death row and he had advocacy for that. So some of the people had sent them something in from the UN that said 90% of the crime is caused by poverty. So
Yeah.
when people doing that, that's their whole cycle. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just the lack of having, it's a mindset too.
Right,
So
right.
that's the whole thing of, trying to really have an impact on the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
We can shift that and show the kids like, look, there is another way. But if
Right.
they not seeing it, then they not gonna know. Cause you can't just
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody something, and they just, well, why you ain't doing it? If
Right,
that's the
right.
case, so they
Mm-hmm.
gotta see it.
Did you see growing up, did you have any role models, anybody, like any men in your life to kind of tell you not to do those things?
It was such a disconnect with men. Like
Mm-hmm.
I say the maybe the closest example that I had of that was at 15 when I moved down Virginia. Now,
Mm-hmm.
me and my mother could no longer stay where we was. We got evicted out the apartment. I was back uptown at grandma's, and then my uncle helped me out. So that's where he was like, all right, you gonna work, do this school thing and all this other stuff. But I already had my mindset because that was
Mm-hmm.
temporary. And I still gotta
Mm-hmm.
go back, to whatever it is after I'm not here. In Prince William County, when I was down in Virginia, man, that was probably the best place I lived. But it wasn't, you know, I couldn't call that home because it wasn't. And I was only there for a moment of time. Like, it's different when you're in a place with no police presence. You know what I'm saying? When you come from places where, you know, it's a lot more going on.
And so when you realized you said you were 25, when you realized at that time, like, I'm looking at serious time, how did you feel at that point? Or what was your sentence? Because it wasn't, what did they give you? How much time did they actually give you?
Life all suspended, but 50.
Woo, wow.
Yeah. Now the reality was that I was facing life plus whatever they wanted to give me for firearm and felon in possession of an unregulated, you know. So when I actually got sentenced to that, that was a relief. You know what I'm saying? Because the judge had showed some type of mercy, man. It was first degree. So, you know, to have all that, you know, that's a virtual life sentence. You know, if people know what that means like you serving all that time, you still, you know what I'm saying, most likely die in prison. But it was a lot. You know, I had to, even before I got sentenced though, have to analyze my life and be like, look, see, what I got convicted of wasn't something that I was just out there doing. I was hustling, but I got, you know, that can lead up to that. So I had to analyze it then, like, Slim, you ain't no good at this. Like, you in here with all this time. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, go back to that, that'd be insane. So I had to really analyze everything and be like, all right, you don't got a degree, you don't have a trade, what you gonna do? And that's when I turned into writing, because I've been writing, you know, poetry and all that other stuff for as long as I could remember. So I'm like, man, you're gonna have to figure out a way with this. And constitutionally, we always got that First Amendment, even while you're incarcerated. Even though they say that you can't profiteer or do whatever, guys can write. You know what I'm saying? From behind it, and you can build on a lot of other things. Now, there's other stuff that can be done, but that's probably the most, you know, economical, you know, because you don't need nothing to write. You need paper, pen, and you get to it.
And I thank you again. I always thank everybody when they come on for being so transparent, because we have a lot of young people out here, a lot of young men. Now, you went in at 25. I've had people on here. One person was 12 years old when he went in. And so, you know, people are going in at different ages, and you going in, I'm going to say at the prime of, you know, 25, you should be out here having fun,
man,
you know, doing all kinds of stuff.
I was so mad. I was at a point where I finally had some money, you know, was enjoying life. And I was just like, man, this happened. And it's not to make light of it, because, you know, somebody end up losing their life, but it was like, that was something that I definitely didn't foresee. I was finally traveling and getting to enjoy myself. So to make this mistake as drastic as that, to not only take somebody else's life, but, you know, take mine as well at that time. This is crazy.
And it's really sad, because when you're in the situation and you out here doing all kinds of stuff, you're not thinking about what could happen or what life might look like if you get caught.
No, definitely, it's definitely a thought, but it's just like, don't get caught. And you know, praying that nothing happens, because it's always that threat. Like, for most guys and women that may be in that, that's why we drink and we drug. It's stress, anxiety. Like, we talking about a high stakes life of everything going. You gotta worry about cops, you gotta worry about robbers, you gotta worry about your people, you gotta worry about, you know, fiends setting you up. You know, and I've been through so much, you know, and it's just like, you know, going through all that. I mean, that's why I did anyway. I ain't gonna speak for everybody, but that's definitely why I self-medicated.
Wow. So were you using drugs before you went in or after you got in? Before, okay. And did it escalate once you got in there?
Nah. I mean, like, I occasionally drink, but
Mm-hmm.
nah, it wasn't my drug of choice wasn't in there. I was doing ecstasy before I went in, you know.
Oh wow.
The other
Jamar.
drugs, like even though I've done a variety of other stuff, that was ecstasy and alcohol was my drug of choice. And you know, that wasn't
Wow.
in there, like in the streets or a certain time, like you can't just I mean, for me, I wasn't trying to be too crazy. And I might have had a
Mm-hmm.
moment or two in there that could have jeopardized me from not even coming out and being free. So,
Right. Right.
you know, that's
Wow.
that's the reality of it because then you went there dealing with another stressful situation
Mm-hmm.
that you want to
Mm-hmm.
escape. So
Yeah.
nah, I didn't want to once I had my mindset, I
Mm-hmm.
was not coming home with no habit. I was
Yeah.
not going to be on anything like I was before
Mm-hmm.
because who I was before, you know, cost me a lot. So
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Wow. Now, everybody that's watching, I see your I'm looking at all the social when y'all see me looking down, I'm just looking at the social media platforms but on making sure everything is good. But do me a favor, make sure you share the video. If you can pick 3 people, share the video. If you know a young person that needs to hear Jamar's story, please tap into them, let them know, their parents know so they can watch this. So Jamar, you're home. But the thing is, you're still not free. So what's going on with that?
All right, so this is the blessing, right? Um, told you my sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm in there, I'm trying to do everything that I can to get some advocacy to try to get some help because I ain't had the money. Not to say that that would have been a defense with lawyers or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
or anything else that would have been going in my favor. So, um, it was like just trying to figure things out. Um, excuse me, I gotta rewind. Tell me
Take
the
your time.
question again because I had lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I was saying, even though you're home, because I want the
Okay.
young people to hear this, even though
Yeah.
you're home,
Hmm.
you're not free.
Okay. Yeah. So a brother, and unfortunately, he had to go back into prison. Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing everything that I can because, like I told you, my team. I'm sure you done seen this magazine before, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Definitely.
team, right?
Definitely.
So we all getting busy to get free. Only
Mm-hmm.
person other than me is Dre,
Okay.
Andre Young, who's home now,
Mm-hmm.
writing, creating our books, doing everything so that we can get the right attention. Um, so the brother gave me the packet to the reentry court that's in PG County. Now
Okay.
that's the only one out of Maryland, unfortunately, that's helping guys get free. So they did an interview with me and they attached this with the 8505, 8507.
Mm-hmm.
So because been doing this work, youth challenge, things of that nature, been preparing myself for parole or whatever. When I went into that interview,
Mm-hmm.
blew them away. And they
Wow.
were so taken by what I shared with them. And I mean, they tell me this because they had to fight to get me out. The
Mm.
people didn't feel like I did enough time. You
Wow.
know, when I was told that, like that almost brought me into tears because I'm like, I could have still been in it just because people thought I ain't do enough time and I'm doing all of
Right.
this work and developing myself. But
Mm-hmm.
so they have an 18-month program, which the first phase, 6 months, is the inpatient, which that was at
Mm-hmm.
the Jewel House. I'm in the second phase now, which is, you know, GPS monitoring with a curfew. And then
Mm-hmm.
the third phase, the GPS comes off, and then I eventually graduate and, you know, do my probation from there.
Now let me just ask you. So, how long have you been? So you're not at home. Are you home, or you're in a?
No, I'm home.
Oh, you are
I'm
home.
home. Yeah, I'm home.
Okay, but
I'm
you got
home.
the.
I'm working, you know, license, driving, you know, I'm living.
Okay, you
I just
home.
got a curfew
You
and
just
got
got
to
a
take
curfew.
3 urines a week and go to court and, you know, but that's nothing compared to being in them cages.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I want the young people to hear this. So how old are you now?
38.
So you're 38 years old. You're on a curfew. I want the young people to hear this. 38 years old. You on a curfew. So what time you
Yeah,
got to be in?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, you got to be in. These kids be in Baltimore, Jamar, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. You could drive up and down the street. They outside on a school night. And so I want them to hear this, that how your decisions affect your freedom, because this is a 38-year-old man, grown man, who's home. And I know you saying thank God I'm home, but I know you would love to be off of that monitor. So if you want to stay out past 10 on the weekend or something, you can do that. But you can't. So I want the kids to hear this. Now, did you have a lot of family support while you were going through?
My mother's been there throughout this whole situation.
Awesome.
My brother, who's in New Jersey, wrote me all throughout my situation, even though sometimes I might be mad at what he writing, like send me some money. But like, he wrote me. So my daughter mother, though she was very supportive in allowing my daughter to come up there. My grandmother that passed, showing up on family days, my Aunt Maxine. So yeah, I definitely was blessed with the support, godmothers.
That's
and
awesome.
everybody else that sent me books and all of that was a blessing. So
wow.
I definitely had that, and I know that there's people that I see in there and they don't have it. Mail call, that can be a very depressing time. Those holidays, very depressing time. Even with having family come see you, whether it's at the visit or family day, once they leave and you gotta go and strip, that's a crash. Very depressing. Your high goes from that to, so that's the reality,
Okay, now
So
let me stop you right there, because I want these kids to get this. So when let's say your mom comes to visit, when your mom leaves, you said when she leaves, you got to go and strip. So
now,
are
how
you?
about this? When she come, if she got wire in her bra, she can't come in. She might got to go to the Walmart or something or wherever
Yeah.
to go do that.
Yeah.
Or if somebody got some piercings or stuff that they can't get out their nose or their hair, then they got to go. So there's people that, and I've been there included, you go and they call you for a visit and you end up not going in or going in late because there's all of this stuff. And not only is it tough for the person that's waiting, it's tough for the people that's coming in to have to go through all of that because they ain't commit the crime. So that's the type of stuff that makes it rough. And and it's kind of crazy when you don't see people respecting those folks that take those sacrifices and stuff to make those trips, man. So those are the things. So I just was at this national returning citizen conference, and we had the brother, what's his name, Marcus Bullock talk, right? He does Flick Shop. So when he talked about the stuff that his mother did, and I thought about mine, I had the text her right there, like, Ma, I love you, thank you for everything you did, because it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, my friend went to see her son, and she had that situation, and she had driven a long ways, but she had on an underwire bra, and they were talking to her like, you can't come in with that on. So she just went to the car and took it off. Like it's the things. It's very humiliating. The things that you have to go through. I have actually been inside. On the men's side, and just watch how some of the corrections officers talk to you guys, and it's very demeaning. Where it's they're stripping your manhood.
Look, I got a poem about that too. Like when they talk about, just another reminder, because when you gotta go and strip, squat calls, spread in front of a man, that's like what. But the crazy part is, for some of us, and I'm gonna speak for myself, you become numb. You do it. It's just like another part of the routine. What part of a life is that?
Yeah.
It was just like, show your feet, all is up, open your mouth. It's like, it's crazy. So all of that.
And this is every time you get a visit that you have to do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I said you'll had a high of being with your people, and then it's that crash. So you could have a great family day, you did stuff like that, and then you gotta go through all the BS because of what you returning to. And though it's a great thing to have that time, I swear that's what I was going through, and then just be like, man. So just imagine having to go through that repeatedly, them highs, them lows, You know, it's like it's
Wow.
crazy.
And did you when you how often were you allowed to have visitors?
I mean, pre-COVID, I can't even remember, like, because it used to be on a regular, but
Mm-hmm.
after COVID, and that was a whole nother monster. Because of course we
Mm-hmm.
didn't have all that. And then if something happened in the facility, you know, that could get taken away. Like
Yeah.
visits
Yeah.
on the right. It's a privilege. And then
Mm-hmm.
though they
Mm-hmm.
should be encouraging family support and stuff like that, because that'll lower the chances of somebody wanting to bust somebody's head in the head or
Yeah.
to do the
Yeah.
wrong stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
they don't care. And that's the thing why we have to start making um working to make that a humanitarian issue. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't treat a person like a beast and expect them to be anything but. But
Mm-hmm.
if you start treating people like people, and that's where the training of these COs and the guards and stuff like that is wrong with some of, not all of them, but
Mm-hmm.
they come in there because of course they're not from our communities,
Right.
or they might not even be from our country.
Mm-hmm.
So when they have an idea and it's reinforced by whatever they want to push, oh yeah, they're criminals, they're monsters, this, that, then that's how they treat until they learn better, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that creates their whole thing instead of trying to work with people and invest in them. You know, you want to look
Mm-hmm.
at them crazy like your redneck cousin ain't over there doing something crazy, you know what I'm saying, or whoever it
Mm-hmm.
is. Like we all family, we human, we got people like that in the world. So to look at
Right.
somebody and treat them differently and crazy like that, just adding to the problem.
Mm-hmm. And how has that affected you like mentally and emotionally? Because I know you said you like when they do the strip, you just become numb. So how are you able to deal with life and problems and stuff like that now that you're home?
Therapy, therapy, praying God, writing. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's my writing, and I had six books of poetry while I was in. That was my
Mm-hmm.
therapy. Between
Mm-hmm.
that, journaling, stuff like that, working out,
Yeah.
the occasional drink. But
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, you gotta find ways as healthy as possible, you know, dealing with the good men, you know, to
Yeah.
get through all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to ask you something, because what do you say to people who, like when you said the way that you were being treated, y'all didn't deserve to be treated that way. There's a lot of people out here who are like, you don't have a right to say how you should be treated once you get in there. A lot of people don't like the fact that I even do this kind of show because they're like, why are you? Somebody sent me a message on one of the things last week for Delmar, and they were saying it seems like we're praising you, but you did a crime. What do you say to those people who
I
feel that
say
way?
that there's no praise for what I did before going to prison. There's no praise for stuff that I did that caused me to go to prison. But
Mm-hmm.
because I've grown, evolved, overcame, this would um so Pastor Queen at First Baptist of Glenarden asked this question in front of the people. He said, raise your hand if you were ex-offender. So
Mm-hmm.
those of us that have been in the system, of course, we raise our hand because we know that language. But then he's like, nah, you don't understand. If you've done anything wrong, you know, you've offended somebody, you are an
Mm-hmm.
ex-offender. So when
Mm-hmm.
people just starting to look at folks and be so judgmental, they forget that they also have done things wrong in this world. You
Right.
know, so that's the whole thing. Like what I did, I ain't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, I take accountability for my actions. I did it. But it's like there was other circumstantial things that happened around that. It
Yeah.
wasn't just me. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's situation is different. But
Mm-hmm.
without actually getting to know a person, why would you judge them?
Right.
Without giving
Right.
them a shot? Like, so I wouldn't tell you to pray. Look, I don't want to praise nothing about no street life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell these youngins to do something different because I know where it's gonna lead you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I was
Mm-hmm.
fortunate enough to go to prison. I could have been dead,
Right.
you
Right.
know. So when you have success stories, and we have to highlight this because, first of all, slavery is still legal, according to the 13th Amendment. If you're a black man in this country or a black person in this country, and you know that you're still being subjected to different things dealing with the injustices, the systematics, all of the things that's going on that's against us, then when somebody does overcome and they better themselves, then we have to uplift that. And then we also got to highlight it and then find out what that person does so that we can go ahead and make sure that other people are doing the same thing. Like for me, when it comes to guys that's still incarcerated, I'm like, everybody better be reading. It's 2 books that I definitely suggest, and they not even my books. I say the Miko Booth, Getting Out, Stay Out. It's a small little book. Get that for your peoples. And The Millionaire Prisoner by Mike Domingo and Josh Kruger. Because people got to do that personal development while they in there. So this ain't praising what I did before. This is, me using my life to be able to be of service and tell people what's what,
That's a beautiful answer. And that's what people need to hear, because I want people to understand that, first of all, there's always a backstory to why we all do what we do. And we all got issues. I got mine. We all got issues. Matter of fact, like I tell everybody needs therapy, And so there's always a backstory to the reasons that we do certain things, the reasons why we act the way we do. It comes down to learning how to communicate and ask questions, so you can understand why that person made that decision. And so in talking to you and understanding that that wasn't a decision that you just woke up and decided, I'm gonna go out here and act up, but it's the environment sometimes that people grow up in. And so, thank you for the way that you put that, because oh, she said she appreciates her therapist. Me too. I got one too. I got one too. I ain't ashamed to go.
I'm talking about while I was in there, I used to sign up for it, right? Because I used to be in there thinking like, ain't no damn way I'm around all these crazy people and not think I'm crazy. And then once I seen that movie, The Bird Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, I said, oh, that's me. Like, hold on, I go and sit before. I'm like, all right, now what's the problem? They like, man, you ain't crazy. But I'm just like, because this is the other thing. We really have so much dealing with mental illness that's in that system. They might shove pills and stuff at people, but then you have people that's slight paranoid schizophrenic. And then they mixing up with you, and then you like, hold on, what just happened? And then you have the violence or whatever else that is not normal for society, but is normal for that society. So you're dealing with things different. So there has to be some type of release, you know what I'm saying, before you actually start going crazy. So it's just that.
Yeah. And again, I want to celebrate you, for your growth. Some people do go in there and they don't grow, they don't recover, they get worse. And so this is why I do the show, because I do want to celebrate those who got the message. You went in there, you realized what you did was wrong, and you took the steps to actually start making changes in your life. So what was the turning point for you while you were in there?
Being faced with what I did. Like, man, I made the decision in the county jail though before I even got sentenced, because it was like, even if you do beat this, what you gonna do? Like, for real, like, what you gonna do? Because if I went back out there, then I was gonna go harder the wrong way, and that wasn't, leading. Like, I really, before this all happened, used to be high riding around the complex trying to see if people were following me. I remember when I actually got on my knees and prayed drunk and high for, an escape from what I was. I mean, I ain't necessarily asked for prison, but that's the way that it came, because that life that I was living, sure, it got its highs, but it also has its lows. Like, so the cost of me getting money the way that I did was weighing on me,
and then, the other thing that I want everybody to understand too, for those of you, like I tell some of these young people, you knocking on prison's doors, so keep on knocking. They're gonna open it up and let you in.
They got a place for you. They definitely got a place for you. And the reality of it is, like, that might be a blessing to save people, because there's some people that definitely has saved people. But you cannot be here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. Like, it's not a game when they say, the two destinations is death or jail.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
what it is. And then
Mm-hmm.
to be faced with the potential of dying in prison, like,
Mm-hmm.
we've witnessed that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So that's crazy. Like, man, love around my age. Something
Mm.
happened with his heart, and them people not taking care of him
Yeah.
like they supposed to on the compound
Mm-hmm.
passed. Then the older folks that passed during COVID. Like, I think my man Ishmael, because he was having health complications and he had so much time, kind of wanted to go. And that's a depressing thing when you like, man, a good man, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to see and deal with this death, and at the same time cops is killing people all on the outside, and you locked down and having to do like that. Like, I really had one of them moments during
Mm-hmm.
that COVID, man. So
Wow.
it's tough. So for the young folks, man, I encourage you to take your life serious, man. Start reading, investing, and getting exposed to more things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got men. I met a brother by the name of Dominique Henry. He does, I want to say, Young Minds Incorporated. He got a
Mm-hmm.
documentary and stuff doing that. Been able to meet guys that's actually setting up programs. With me, the behind the wall mentors,
Right.
Dale Mont, different people, Bakari out here doing this work, like, and
Mm-hmm.
then to meet the various brothers while I was down at conference, like, you got people that's actually doing it because they've been affected by this. So
Right.
it's just a
Right.
matter now of collecting, collectively collaborating to figure out ways that we can get this apart. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
right now with this shift, the presence of men, like
Mm-hmm.
the crack era took all that all out the way. So we
Yeah.
ain't really had
Yeah.
that. So when you was asking, was there that male role models? Like, my father was at it, which is a common thread for
Mm-hmm.
people. They had parents that. So where were the men? I might have to
Mm-hmm.
grasp, but now with the possibility of stand-up men coming home,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
And that was something that was mentioned when I went to court with Delmont, that a lot of the guys were saying, like, you got good brothers behind the wall that have really changed their life. We need to let them go because they're needed out on the street to help these young men. And seriously, that's the problem. Like, as females, I got a son, he's 28, but as females, we can only do so much when it comes to our boys. Then a man has to step in. We need that man to be with our boys. And sadly, a lot of them have died, or either they're in jail, in prison. And so we got to change that narrative. And that's why, I'm really thankful for all of the brothers that's been coming on here and really sharing your story. So let's fast forward to what's going on with you now. Like, what are you into now that you're home and, you know, being able to be around your family and everything?
and God has been so good. I'm trying to tell you, like, you know, um, of course, I had to grind with the books and everything while I was in, and I deal
Mm-hmm.
with some stuff with KDP trying to get my rights back from that, and we could go into that later. But
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm here in the house with my mother. My mother ain't, she just bought this house when I went, and I wasn't staying with her, and it's a nice piece of property. I get to help her out because she's at that age where
Mm-hmm.
retirement should be coming. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I got to make sure that that's right. You know, I'm working for the county with
Okay.
Bridges to Success to be able to, in the health department, like, to actually go into these schools,
Mm-hmm.
with DJS to deal with these young folks. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm making sure that they doing what they need to do. Like, who would have thought? Like, I didn't foresee this. Like, I was doing this for free in the joint. Now I'm getting paid to do it.
Right. Right.
Before that, I
Right.
had a couple other jobs, but they weren't paying. I mean, I'm still was thankful for those opportunities. I'm at
Mm-hmm.
conferences. I was just on a panel speaking. I get to do stuff like this. I get to
Yeah.
actually
Right.
see, like, God
Mm-hmm.
is good. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the prison ministry down with Reed Temple. They got an expungement event going on at the 27th. I'm
Mm-hmm.
dealing with Men in the Gap. I was actually on a round table Zoom with them before getting on this.
Mm-hmm.
Staying connected with good brothers, just doing what helped me get out of prison. I'm
Right.
continuing that work, putting myself in those environments and consistently doing what I'm doing. So, I mean, it's beautiful, man. I get to actually be
Mhm.
out here with my daughter, you know,
How
which
old is
is
your daughter?
amazing. She's 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm dealing with a teenager, and
Mhm.
that's wild in itself. But she beautiful and she intelligent, so it's like, you know, I get to see this, and it's still
Mhm.
everything is a transition.
Right. Right.
I'm constantly transitioning to the different things that I have to do, but I
Mhm.
mean, it's beautiful on this side. Like
Yeah.
I've, you know, because I go to court on a repeat. I seen the judge that helped modify my sentence was able to hug her. Like, thank you for
Mhm.
that opportunity. You know, seeing
Mhm.
different people. Miss Johnson, she was I was getting these letters from Greater Mount Nebo AME
Mhm.
Church, their
Mhm.
missionary society. So then when I'm at this back on track event, thanks to LT Balboa, Pastor Balboa, that would employ Prince George. I'm there because I'm trying to give him a behind the wall mentor magazine.
Right.
Miss Aisha Brave Boy was speaking, and I got to meet Miss Johnson, who was the actual lady that was writing the letters to me.
Oh
So
wow.
it's just like,
Wow.
man, I'm seeing people, I'm doing. I get to see my old cell buddy just spoke for Miss Austin Brooks. It's just like people doing
Wow.
amazing work out here in this area, and you
Mhm.
know, all our work and stuff like that is not in vain, you know, and it's just I get to be a part of it.
Mhm. Congratulations, congratulations,
Like,
congratulations. Because you know, this is the beauty of you all's story. Like I love, you know, I got to get the backstory so everybody can understand, but I love hearing where you are now and what you've been doing. And everybody that comes on is just doing something positive, helping other people. And I think all of you have fallen into your purpose, you know, what you were really meant to do in this life. And now you're actually doing it. You're doing something that you love to do. So, you know, shout out to you and congratulations. And I'm going to also before give me just a couple more minutes and then I'm going to open the phone line. The number is 443. Let me make sure I have that right. Yep. 443-297-4753. But give me just a minute. And when you call in, you know, just take a few seconds to say what you have to say so we can get everybody on. But I wanted you to talk about your books because I remember when I first interviewed you when you were inside and you were telling me you do spoken word and you read, I mean you write and you do poetry and stuff. And when the show was over, I went to your YouTube page and I said,
nah,
wow,
that was Jay Renee's, and shout out to her because she was
okay,
offering that platform for
okay.
guys like, and I'm like, if you gonna record me and give me a platform, man, I'm gonna take full advantage of this. So yeah,
Yeah. I looked
yeah,
at several of your stuff on there and I was like, wow, he's really good. And I was saying it's sad that you're inside, you know, that you can't share it. So now thank God you're out and people can actually hear it. Do you want to share something um with us?
sure. Matter of fact, I'll just my purpose so everybody know what's up with me, and I don't memorize much of it because there's so much of it, but
Mm-hmm.
this is my purpose. Doing tally to the Most High. My desire is strong, keeping me going, pursuing the throne that I'm focused on, simply because of what my mind told me I can hold. And it's mine to own if I just get it right and keep from wrong. All it be is to succeed, whatever that may be. For me, it's what I chose to make important to me, taken from my experience and escapades, not fought in being a spade for cutting hearts. It's my time in the dark that makes me appreciate the light. And through, I fight. It increases my might and my advances alike. My feelings are right. I thought, but it's that thought brought from that burn in my gut to erupt ideas of enterprise as well as rhymes to put me on the place that I visualize on top of a vast empire with the sole purpose to inspire. To God be the glory.
Okay,
But,
okay. So when you get off of your home monitor, we'll be able to come out and see you in
man,
person doing this stuff
I'm be
live.
going nuts. I get off
Yeah.
this month. Open mics. You know, I already from time to time do jump on the lives, man, you know, with
Yeah.
Ghetto Glory and Queen Shay,
Yeah.
what is it? Uncultured age, you know, things that
Hmm.
I haven't been as much as I was when I first, because I'm working and I'm busy now. But
Right.
those various people, and there's more that open that platform, galaxy of poets, you know, so it's like that offers me the chance to do that, though I'm not actually getting the spaces. So, that's
Right.
something that I'm doing because I also want to push that story. Like, people need to know, because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like I was buried alive in that joint. You know, it's like,
Wow.
man, you win there, but ain't nothing happening, ain't nothing, it's no motion.
Wow.
So, you know, people need to know about that, man, because you got a loved one. I'm gonna put it like this, because you chaplain, about, I want to say is, what is it, Luke 24:35-40, when he say,
Mm.
where was you when I was
Yeah, when
hungry?
you
Where
were
was you
sick
when
and
I
when I
was
was in
yeah, when
prison.
I was sick, when
Yeah.
I was thirsty, when I was in
Mm-hmm.
prison? Where
Mm-hmm.
were you? And it's like,
Right.
the least of these things that you do to them, you do to me.
Mm-hmm.
So for anybody that's Christian, you believe in that faith, like, you
Yeah.
gotta think, especially if you got loved ones in there, man,
Yeah.
do something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Help them out, invest in your people if you want them to do
Yeah.
better.
Right.
So
Right.
there's a lot of stuff, so much, when it comes to the Bible and incarceration. Paul wrote them books while he was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Moses went on a run after he caught a body. These
Right.
people that we
Right.
look to as far as that, Jesus was jailed and, gave a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Right.
like,
Right.
stop playing. Joseph, who went to prison, then got falsely accused and everything, and then made it possible for all the Israelites. Like, stop playing. You want to separate certain things and then make somebody so bad of a person.
Yeah.
Like, do for
Yeah.
your folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly, man. That's a sermon within itself. That's a sermon right there. But listen, y'all, I somebody was just sending me a message. I went, listen, just I'm gonna tell y'all just how deep this is. Because hey Cherie, I'm gonna tell y'all how deep this is. Because somebody was just messaging me and telling me I'm on your page, but I don't see the show. I told y'all last week, when it comes to shows like this, when it comes to, any type of shows where we're doing something, hey Charlotte, where we're doing positive stuff, it gets shadow banned, meaning that they only allow a certain amount of people to see the shows. And so, um, thank you for sharing. And so I really need y'all. These types of shows are important because we got to get the word out to our young people. We got to get the word out to the communities to let people know that everybody in there, you know, they don't just go in and not get reformed. Some of them actually do the work and they come out reformed. They come out better. But this thing is really serious with them shadow banning and blocking certain shows and certain content. And they block it because they don't want y'all to hear these stories. They don't want you to hear the positive information and the stuff that this gentleman is saying tonight and the people that have been on before him. So my shows constantly get shadow black Jamar when I'm doing stuff like this. And people, that's why y'all see me looking down a lot, because people be texting me like, where's the show? Where's the show? It's on my page. It's on all the social media platforms. And I'm sorry that I can't stop to like show y'all where it's at because I'm trying to stay focused on the show. But when this is over, go back to my page, any of my social media pages. They're listed in the box, in the introduction, and you'll be able to go back and watch this video and make sure you share it. I mean, it's sad that it happens, but it is what it is. So I have a couple of announcements of some stuff that's going on for that's coming up. If you all are interested, if anyone is interested, Jamar, I know you may not be able to go, but I wanted to share this with you guys. Let me just pull it up real quick. I want to share it with you all because they have some really, really good stuff that's coming up to learn more about programs when it comes to gentlemen like Jamar coming out, how you can help, how you can get involved. There's a event going on at Coppin State University, and that event is going to be going on April 27th. Now, there's a limit on as to how many people can actually go to this particular event, and I think they've limited to 150 people. You do have to register. It's called the Catherine Catherine Cameron Reentry Program. It's a conference it will be held on April 27th, 2024. The conference is going to take place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So if you all want to go online and look that up at Captain State is here in Baltimore City. I'm actually going to be on one of the panelists talking about trauma. Just about what Jamar was talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about that. And I'm one of the panelists that'll be speaking. So please do me a favor and make sure. Okay, my lights just went out, y'all, for some reason. I don't know what is going on here. I'm sorry, y'all. The lights just went completely out. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
There we go. We're back in business.
What is going
Okay.
Okay, I know I paid the bill, y'all. I did pay the bill for real, but I don't know. Okay, let me just stay focused. Let me stay focused. I'm when the phone calls start. Because I got a little light on, but I don't know why my lights just suddenly went out. Everything went out. But anyway, so that's at Coppin State. If you wanna go to that. Um, Also, if you want to there's an event that they're doing something for black men, and I always support black men. I have a son, and I'm big on, we got to support our black men, because ain't nobody else going to, support them. We got to do that. So there's an event that's going to be taking place, and this is to help. It's called the proceeds go to a place called My Father's Heart, and they are out helping the community, helping young men, helping families, and they're going to be putting on a comedy show. Okay, so if y'all can come out and support that, on this is going to be $40 at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center on May 4th. Okay, the Downtown Cultural Arts Center is 401 North Howard Street, and again, they say they're going to have wine and hors d'oeuvres and all of that. So if you want to get tickets, take this number down, 443-993-1090. This is going for a good cause to help our young men, which is what we're talking about tonight. And we got men out here, a part of My Father's Heart, and they're going to be putting on this comedy show, and all proceeds are going to be going to the foundation so they can do what they need to do. Everything takes money. So, if you want to go to these things, it's another thing that's coming up, and then we're going to go to phone calls. And let me just put a pin in it right here, because don't start sending me stuff saying, Lady J, can you announce this? No, I can't. The only thing I'm going to be announcing is stuff that's going to be promoting our community, helping our community, our young men, those who are incarcerated. Those are the only things. So I have one more thing that's coming up. Jamar, I don't know if you can go to this or not. But anyway, this happens every single year. I love, love, love this event. It's called the Power of the Pen Expo. And let me tell you, the
Love.
power of the pen. Last year it was powerful. They had all black men on the panel who had some serious stuff going on in their lives. They turned it around. They're authors. They were all professionals. It was a beautiful event, and Dr. Erica Holmes does it every year. So this year it's going to be held at the Palladium on Saturday, May 25th from 3 to 7. Y'all make sure you get your tickets. The tickets are $35. It's I love it. It's so professionally done. And then it's at 2900 Liberty Heights Avenue, which is the Palladium. That's on the west side of Baltimore. But this power of the pen is powerful. Oh my goodness. If you write, if you're an author, if you write, or if you like to read, and you want to come out and support another black man, Dr. Eric Holmes, very powerful brother, who's bringing other black men together, to do this great thing called the Power of the Pen. Y'all make sure you come out and support that. He always has some other surprises going on as well. So with that being said, those are the things that you can kind of check out that's coming up. And if you would like to call in while I figure out what's going on with these lights, because I don't know what happened. 443 But I'm gonna tell y'all something, Lady J. Listen, I will fight if I have to, but I don't like being in the dark. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So if you see me over here struggling, I don't do the dark. But let me try to figure this out. But the number is 443-297-4753. And if you would like to call in and say something to Jamar, give him your well wishes, or you might be family members or whatever, come on, call in. I'm going to go back and read some of your comments. We got a call coming in right now. I can't do the comment then. So let me see. We got a call, Jamar. Go right ahead. Hello? I got Marco. I have Marco on the phone. Marco, hey, little brother.
How you doing, big sis? How you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
All right,
I just was calling and at you at work.
Listen.
That's him right there, y'all.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We can't wait until Marco comes home. We can't wait. We went you home, Marco.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Hey, Wes, what's up, Wes?
Man, you know what it is, man. Try and make a way, man. Definitely need y'all out here, man. You know we'll be doing great things.
Definitely proud of you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Glad you out there doing what you're doing. You definitely positioning yourself to open up the doors for all of us. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Definitely be there soon.
Absolutely, man. And Miss Patricia, thank you again. I definitely made use of all the magazines and passed them out during this National Reentry Conference, that National Returning Citizens Conference. So got them in the hands of some good people and trying to make sure that people know our stories and, get my guys free.
Oh, excellent. That's what it's all about.
Miss Patricia be on it. She be on it. He's blessed to have, a mom. All of y'all blessed to have your moms, being there with you and just supporting you through this long journey. But I actually met Marco's mom and his family in person. He has a beautiful family, beautiful support. So, but yeah, little brother, we praying for you. We'll be glad when you get out.
Appreciate you. I'm going to say,
yeah. Yep, absolutely. All right, you take care of yourself. Take care
for
of
all y'all. For all y'all that's listening,
all right. For
all y'all that's listening, Marco Lomax wrote this book, Finding What's Missing. Great book, a memoir. Another incarcerated author. And he has been trying to work on the workbook with that, but there's so many different challenges and things of that nature, trying to do stuff from while incarcerated. I didn't face so much and I'm still dealing with stuff, but y'all definitely support him. Finding What's Missing. Check that out. It's a great memoir about the story. If you want to have any understanding of the life of what leads to prison, because guys that have been that road can relate. I know I related to it. So go ahead.
And I've read his book, and it is a very good book. And it's amazing because you guys are writing from behind the wall. And the books, what's his name? Alvin's book. Oh my goodness. I haven't gotten to Delmont's books yet, but okay, y'all, there's lights back. Thank you, Jesus, for the lights. We thank you. All right. So we got somebody on the line right now. Make sure you turn everything down in the background so we can hear you. Okay. All right. Sean. Oh, Sean is on the phone. Hey, Sean.
How you doing,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad you got the good brother Russ, Jamar Russell on here today.
He can hear you.
Last week. I missed you last week. I couldn't see Delmont.
Okay.
Crazy last week. So.
Yeah, Delmont is actually on here tonight. He's been commenting a lot, so he's on here watching.
Oh, okay. That's another good brother.
Yes.
I support them guys out there, man. Trying to make a difference, and they ain't forget the God that behind the wall, the same men that they wake up every day with, and they forget about it. So I like to salute y'all for that. Just keep up the good work out there.
Yep. Go ahead, Jamar. You can talk.
What's up, man? For all y'all that don't know, that's the good general right there, Sean Gardner, the founder of the Behind the Wall Mentors. You know, the things that he's been able to do have been amazing. I met him because he was running a self-publishing class in the library, which blew my mind because a lot of times, you know, guys that's incarcerated aren't allowed to run workshops. So he did that, and that's how I met him, and that's how I became a Behind the Wall mentor. And that's how, you know, we pretty much linked up because he had that going on before he came to RCI. And so for me, I just was able to learn how to take advantage of so many resources because he shared. He didn't keep it to his chest, which guys tend to do, which they don't know that it only hurts them. And he's always been generous with that and showing and teaching. And he continues to do that with all the work that he's doing. And congratulations again, big brother, for what you got going on with DJS in Baltimore, because he is putting it in position the guys being able to mentor young folks out there now. So for a person to do that from behind the wall, we need them out here. Like I need my team because I mean, it's one thing of me doing this stuff, but it's not that I'm by myself, but I'm not with those guys who I've been working with that I already know their work. Like I got to get to knowing these other people and with their resources. Like we already been doing this. Like we already got things in motion. So it's just a matter of really being able to affect some change with guys that, man, look, that man done over 20 years. Why he's still in there?
Right.
And he been doing all this work all this time. Like I got 8 books. He got more than me. So what is he being punished for now? If he been doing bike giveaways and Thanksgiving giveaways and everything to prove that he's, you know, rehabilitated himself. So, you know, with that, with Marco, with Joshine, that's why I said, man, I stand on it with these guys, man, because I know the work that we've been doing.
And
so
I'm gonna tell you
what
something.
are we doing?
I've gone to his events, and he's behind the wall. And these events that y'all brothers put on, like, are amazing. I had tears in my eyes at that last event. They did one for the teachers, and I was just like, this is so amazing. Like all of the stuff that was on that table that was purchased for the students, for teachers, and you know, all of this is done from behind the wall. So I just salute y'all brothers for real.
You can't do that if you don't have good credibility. Because we got to get sponsorship. If people don't believe in that, then they not going out there. But you know, that man has proven a great track record. So I mean, get them free. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Yeah, Sean, we gotta get you out of there. Yeah. Yeah, and I gotta get you back on the show too.
Okay, we can line it up.
Okay, but you doing all right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I saw that. I think yeah, your wife had it on her Facebook page. I saw that. I gotta get that. So his book. Okay. Okay. Well, Sean, take care of yourself, and we're praying for you, praying that you can come home soon so all of y'all can be back together and get out here and do this work.
Right. Appreciate you too, okay?
All right.
All right, bro. I'll be hollering at you.
Take care. All right, we got another caller here.
What's up with LadyJ? What's up, sis?
Who's this?
It's Delmar.
Delmar, hey, bro, what's up?
Oh, I'm good. I just wanted to call and salute the brother. Never met him in person. Heard amazing things about him, though. I know he's done it, doing a lot of work with Goo and them, right? Him and Marco. I definitely, I I ain't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna initially call in, you know, I let everybody get their time. You know what I mean? But it's good to see another brother out here, man, you know what I mean, who got it, got it from the mud up and, you know what I mean, transition right behind the walls, man, and he out here pouring into the future. You know, that's a blessing. Real quick, I definitely wanted to salute man, Brother Sean. He brought me on board 2012 when a lot of people thought less of me because I was just coming back from out of state. You know, a lot of people thought I was, you know, the same guy that had left and went out of state some years prior. So, you know, I commend him for that, for taking a chance on me, saying something in me when a lot of people was really still trying to avoid me. And I just wanted to salute you, Brother Russ, man. I never really met you, but I definitely heard a lot of amazing things about you, man. And I see you out here doing what I mean, I don't expect nothing less, man. So I already know the type of men and team that Gould likes to build, man. And everybody positive, productive, and really, you know what I'm saying, being an example and being the message they bring, man. So, you know, man, salute, man. Shout out to you, big bro. Keep doing what you're doing. And I look forward to crossing paths with you in the future.
Oh, we gonna do that, man. Hey, look, you doing your thing while you out there, man. I heard about the fitness thing, man. I be keeping up with you too, man, because your name has been ringing bells from the books. All y'all that's listening, y'all look up Dale Montplayer and see them books, you know, Baltimore, Merlin, all of that, man. Like, you know, and he's been doing this thing as a self-published author from behind the wall. Like, you know, even when I was in there with Clyde, man, your cousin, he like, oh, that's right, you know. So, you know, it's when your name is good, people know who you are.
Absolutely. Likewise.
All right, Mike. Now, what kind of exercise program you have going on? Because I need to lose probably about 30 or 40 pounds.
Yeah, you know, I be getting it in. I got a little YouTube now. I be running a little small fitness. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, look, I ain't no trainer, but I get you right better than the trainer. They call me, I'm the best. I'm the trainer.
Oh, yeah? So
Yeah, I get to that.
Okay, well, how often do you do that?
Oh, I'm in the gym 5 days a week. Rain, sleep, hail, or snow.
Okay, you one of them. Okay.
Yeah, I run to the gym in the morning, work, run back.
See, I gotta get in there slowly. I do have the membership, but I have to get in there though slow.
I do the slow motion too. I go to the gym with my mother.
Oh, okay, then I can hang out with her then. Okay.
She ain't worked out in 30 years. She was in there getting in though with me last like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I gotta hook up with you because now I'm good, y'all. I do go to the gym. Like I'll go like, you know, around this time I start going and I'll be like working it out. But when it's cold and me and the potato chips and the popcorn and all that, we be having a good time up in here. So I'm like, I gotta lose some of the pounds. I gotta get it down. But I'm gonna have to catch up with you one day and come out.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I do anytime.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Well, you take care of yourself. Good talking to you. All right. Bye-bye.
Keep doing what you're doing, Lady J.
I definitely will. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. If anybody else wants to call in, we got a few more minutes. The number is 443-297-4753. Jamar, tell us a little bit about your books while we're in between people calling. And also, before you say that, y'all listen. At the bottom of the screen, I told y'all this is the only show that I asked for Cash App because that I put my Cash App for up for because there's things that I do outside of y'all just seeing me sitting here doing a show, but I deal with a lot of people that are incarcerated who sometimes need money. I don't want to go into people's personal business, but it just they need stuff. And a lot of times I don't mind. I go out of my pocket, you know, to do certain things, but I have that Cash App up there. And thank you to those of you who donated last week because I'm going to be able to use some of that money to give somebody a ticket to go somewhere. So thank you so much for that. If you would please be so kind to do the same thing this week as $LadyJFlava. Let's bless somebody, y'all. Let's bless somebody. So Jamar, tell us a little bit about your books, and I know you said right now they can't get them, but you know, tell us what you want to tell us.
You can. I mean, people can certainly get them. This is the situation. I had self-published these books. Like I told you, I took Sean's self-publishing class because before
Right,
that,
right.
I had been writing these journals. And actually, one of the stories, because I did 2 children's books too, when I was in Upper Marlboro and before the therapist, I was wondering, how do I parent from behind this wall? You know, I want my daughter to know that I love her. And so she was like, "Well, you're a writer, right? Write a story about anything. Write a story about what's on the tray, mashed potatoes and gravy or something." And I was like, "You're right." And so you got Malia's daddy and the magical mashed potatoes and
Oh,
gravy. So
wow.
that was a dedication to her because I wanted her to know, regardless of anything, I love her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to do stuff, you know, to show her. So that was just a story. And, you know, people have to be aware of the incarceration and how it affects the family. And that's something like a story of, you know, showing that parent of
Yeah.
with a child of an incarcerated parent. And then
Mhm.
she picked some characters, and then I did another one, The Princess, the Dragon, and the Wizard and the Golden Pumpkin, which I also gave her a co-author credit since she
Okay.
picked those characters, and I just did a story behind it. Outside of that, I have because this whole grind was about freedom. So writing freedom from within the pen, book of poetry,
Wow.
writing freedom from the pen, volume 2, writing freedom, volume 3,
Oh, wow.
love locked in, love poems, you know, being in there. Of course, you know, it get lonely and have my
Yeah.
little pen pals or reminiscing about a love.
Mhm.
J.S. Russell, the prison poet, live from the pen,
Mm.
and poems from a prison church.
Wow.
So that was all of that. And then this is the latest one that I did before Amazon terminated my account. Like, as you can see, it has the proof thing. But this, I wanted to put this and dedicate it to Pen America. For
Okay.
those people that write, know that Pen America, you know, offers the resources and stuff. And what they had for the month of April, which I share, is actually, it's National Poetry Writers Month. You know, so the challenge was 30 poems in 30 days. And so, matter of fact, what's today? Today is the 8th. So if you got a second, I'm gonna share with today. So
Okay.
today's prompt would have been for inventions and stuff like that. And I wrote about George Washington Carver because I felt like, as far as what he did with agriculture and stuff like that, there's nothing like it. And for anybody that knows, he turned down Thomas Edison when Thomas Edison wanted to hire him for all that he was doing, and decided to say, like, no, I'm working with our people, and was down there with
Right.
Booker T. Washington. So Carver, why don't we know enough? Peanuts, soybeans, and what else? Agriculture, invention, turned down Edison. I'm going to educate and work with my people, intentional, using what he had, what we have, natural, to do magical. How many patterns, masterful, remarkable? What all has come from it? What all do we owe to it? Genius. Why don't we know? Why don't we grow? Why don't we replicate, duplicate this great? Using what we have and expand from the land, from our hands, a relationship with plant and man, a relationship that demonstrates the God in man. What a man, and all that he thought of, George Washington Carver.
Wow. That's
So
powerful.
yeah, so
Wow.
that's me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
use that's my tool, writing and putting them words together.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, that's your gift. And see, sometimes when we're young and we're going through stuff, and like you said, you were going through the difficulty of being in that type of environment, you didn't know what you were supposed to be and what you were supposed to be doing. But right now you can see what your purpose is, and it's like you've been pushed straight into your purpose to write and to do exactly what you're doing right now. So, I just want to say congratulations to you, Jamar. Thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for blessing us with your words because they were powerful. I am so glad to be able to see you on this side, no longer have to talk on the phone. And it's just such a blessing, to see you all come out and just do so many great things. And for those of you who have watched the show, you've been able to witness since last year all of the people that have come on, and I can proudly say everybody that's been on the show since early last year, and I think like the year before I started doing it, nobody's gone back to prison. Everybody's doing great things. I keep in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations, and shout out. And we got Miss Lynette said, my husband is in Hagerstown, had me to share your info and tell people to support you several months ago. He was
Thank you.
impressed by your work. Oh, that's
Thank you.
awesome. Wow. Awesome. Awesome. And someone else is asking, Charlotte wants to know, let's see what she said, can you send the names of those books? Okay, so what I'll do is get the names of the books. I'll actually put it on my page, and I'll actually send you the names of his books, powerful books. And she said this is so good. Tell him to keep up the good work. I'm just gonna go through y'all comments real quick.
I'm gonna let y'all know too. This is the disclaimer. All of those was done while I was in prison. I've been trying to work on making the corrections. So if you see little typos and stuff, that was because third party did it. But hopefully the content, you'll feel that through. And I'll be working on republishing all of those books. So definitely be on the lookout for that in the near future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody said Behind the Wall Mentors is in the building. A lot of people were saying welcome home to you. And then we have Steve Copeland said it's been, when we were talking about the environment, he said it's been designed that way. They don't want people like us to encourage and motivate our people. And that is absolutely good. We're gonna change that.
And the other thing too, Lady J, I know we've been saying a lot about the men. We got to know that the women don't get the support like the guys do.
I keep
so when
hearing
y'all
that.
keep on, because look, I got help from women while I was in. So I gotta figure out how to support the sisters in and out. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't like that.
Yeah.
When we talking about the mothers and sisters and stuff like that being in and not having the same support, and it has to do with the numbers. Men carry things differently, but the sisters shouldn't be overlooked. So definitely, if you got any family members or anything like that in there, man, do what you can for them.
Yes, and the lady that's coming on next week, I'm telling you, when you talk to her, you're gonna be mesmerized. Like, this woman is so powerful, the things that she's doing now, but she spent a lot of time behind bars. But y'all make sure you tune in next week to hear her. Like, it's gonna be powerful. She's actually the first woman, Jamar, that has stepped up to say, okay, I'll come on. Because most of the time the women don't want to come on. So I'm glad that she's going to come on. She is definitely going to be a mouthpiece for, those women and all the things that they had to go through. And she said the same thing when I was talking to her, that they don't get the same love that the men get. So
I wish I could have shared with you that panel of women that I seen. I believe it was just Saturday. I want to say one of them, Rose Parker. She came from California. Then it was the other lady. I wish I knew her name because she was so powerful. She was in one of the presidential administrations doing her work. Formerly incarcerated, making sure that thing. And so that's why I say we gotta support, because these women is doing their thing, but they not always getting the same support. Like, you doing your thing, you, J. Renee, Tia, all Black women doing their thing, and these were our outlets. Tia Hamilton with State versus Us magazine was the first one to publish the Behind the Wall Mentors newsletter before it was a magazine. Jay Renee was the one who was allowing us the outlet to be able to record. You also were outlet, so I mean, I definitely want to be able to support y'all as much as I can. And as I step into this realm and be able to do more, you're gonna see it.
Well, I want to say this now. Jay Renee and I, we actually Delmont connected us, so we're actually going to be talking. But I
Beautiful.
don't know about them. But as
Oh,
much
shout
as
out to Coach D too. Y'all can't leave out Coach D.
Coach D, I've heard
Coach
about it.
D,
Yeah,
she
and
doing
I don't.
major things too.
Yeah, I don't know about those women, and I would love to hear what they
Yeah.
have to say. But for me, and all the stuff that I do, and all of, I mean, like I'm out here everywhere. Um, but I don't get that support. I don't get that support. I see them doing awards, giving out awards for this and awards. I ain't getting no award. And I'm just like,
Don't
a
even
lot of
worry about
things,
it.
yeah.
Keep
So I
grinding. It's
just,
coming.
and it's not even about the award, but it's just like, why don't they support? So I would be interested to find out if they're going through the same thing. Again, I see the black men being supported and stuff that they're doing, but it's a struggle. And that's why I said a lot of things that I'm doing, I have to put my own money out for it because I don't get the love and support like that people probably think that I get. But when you love what you do, you don't mind making that sacrifice. And it is definitely a sacrifice, but I love what I do. Um, a Delmont player says, I was so sick. Let me put this up here. He said, I was so sick, I couldn't wait to go to jail. Y'all listen to what this brother said. He was the one that was on last week. He said,
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to go to jail because I thought that it was a part of being a man.
Look, that's the fact of the matter. Like we
Oh my
get
goodness.
conditioned to think the wrong things. Like even with killing, you
Mm,
like if
mm,
you want
mm,
to be respected, you gotta get you. Like how insane is that? Or
mm.
the thing womenizing or doing certain things like that's the thing that is taught as a rites of passage. That's how you get
Wow.
your stripes,
Mm,
and
mm, mm.
that's the stuff that has to be changed. And I don't even know where
Crazy.
exactly it came from, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean it tells you a part of the mentality that with just everything that has to be. So then you think about right now with this drill music. And
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at the youngest because the same type of stuff that I was, on listening to certain things when I coming up. So this not only becomes a reflection of what's going on, but it also sets the atmosphere. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're young,
Mm-hmm.
you're not conscious of how this is affecting you and your
Right.
mentality
Right.
because you're not
Right.
mature enough. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the surrounding and things of whatever's going at you, it creates an atmosphere into where, if you're not mindful of it, it becomes something that's destructive and setting you on a path, down the wrong road before you even know what's
Mm.
going on.
Wow. That's sad. And I had to read that because I want people to see how real this is. It's so real. And Steve Copeland says I got clean at 30 from the drugs and the lifestyle. I thought that was the end of the good times. Now when I started smoking weed and drinking before the actual drugs, that was the ending. Wow. He said I'm 62. I'm 62 and locked down at home. My first time ever being locked up at 61. I can't explain everything, but it's real. Wow. 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 Steve, I hope you're getting some encouragement from Jamar tonight. Um, he said, okay, and he did say thank you for sharing your experiences. And Pusher 2 says the praise is because we have been restored, redeemed, and made righteous.
Amen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Amen.
Um, let me see. Delmont said if there is any man or woman who are the same person, they were at the age 15, 16, 17, 18, and 24, who are without sin, please tell them.
Yeah, like you giving people life sentences for being a child, a
Oh my
misguided
goodness.
child, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so like
Mm-hmm.
it was a brother, hope you don't mind me saying his name, Travis
Mm-hmm.
Savoy,
Mm-hmm.
got life sentence at 14. What
Mm,
you
mm,
know,
mm.
what you know at 14? Then to take a man
Right.
life away from him, that child that was definitely misguided or on some stuff. And I mean, he's one of those that's surrealistic that's like, man, I needed to get smacked up my head like that to really appreciate life. But so think about that also. What was surrounding that man or that young man to have to think like that? You know, so there's different things and there's different ways that need to be set up in this system and in our communities so that people can start appreciating life instead of taking it for granted or disrespecting it.
Yeah. And you know, Jamar, the other thing is this. A lot of people will have expectations for these children, and they don't even know what a day in the life is like for them. You know, when I go see these young people in detention centers, they'll tell me how they got to run to school, they get away from this person, they being asked to be in a gang. You know, they want them to go steal something or go buy something, go sell something. They got to go. These are all of the things they got to go through just to get to school before they get to the school building. A lot of them don't have food at home to eat. They waiting to get to school so they can eat. You know, there's no money to get them clothes or do the things that they need to do. I mean, it is, if people, I just want you to take a moment, because sometimes we get comfortable in our homes and we look at where we live and our surroundings and we like, I don't know why these people do that, why these people do it. But when you go into certain communities and certain neighborhoods, you'll be able to see. And sometimes all these children, what they see is just what they see in their neighborhood. They don't see Washington, D.C. or New York or Las Vegas. They see what they see from where they live to that corner and around the block.
Lack of exposure definitely hurts.
Yes.
So that's one of the things where I was blessed, and while I was in there, I seen it without a lot of people. Because of my mother, you know, she went to Central, so I went down to CIAA tournaments or the homecoming. We had family in North Carolina. I got family in Jersey, or she done took me on these trips of different things. So I got to see more. But to be around people when they haven't, you know, left out of anywhere and all they know is that it makes it limited. You don't know what's possible, what's out there, and even to be able to be exposed to people doing greater things. Of course, some of my frustration is why I couldn't be there, but that's because I was immature. I didn't have the mentality or the know-how that these things come with time and consistent work. So that has to definitely change, like, just to show your young folks more. Because I mean, just like seeing the prison day in, day out, that can be depressing. I honestly have been to, I know more about Camden than I do Baltimore, but when I went to go visit my man, he had the liquor store on Pennsylvania. This before this incarceration. And I'm on Pennsylvania, and that reminded me of Broadway. And so I'm like, all right, so there's more than one city that looks like this. And when you see the poverty that's smacked right in the, because it's the same thing that's going on. Somebody might be selling some loose cigarettes, getting a hustle right here. Somebody else trying to cop. It's all this action going up and down the strip. And I'm recognizing all of it because I know what time it is. And so I'm like, this feel like a home away from home. But at the same time, I know this ain't the place for me.
Exactly.
You know, so when you got to live in that day in, day out, then it's like, yeah, you're going to be that.
And that's why we got to start coming together. We got to change this narrative. Like, it's the 21st century. This is 2024. We got to do better. We're definitely going in reverse with all of this stuff that's going on. Like, we have to do better. We got to do better. Let me go read a few more of these comments before I go. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Steve, yeah. You said you're glad that I shared it. It's a shame Facebook doesn't do that. Yeah. We listen, that's why we gotta be our own support. Let me see. I was trying to make sure I got all these comments. Okay, so we got a comment. Love from Arizona. Jamar, you are a true inspiration.
Thank you.
And we got another comment. Says our biggest struggle, LadyJ, not getting the support. I'm just amazed at hearing their stories. And somebody told Delmont, stop playing. That was funny though, Delmont. That was funny. I gotta give you that one. If you have never done anything wrong and you're still the same, you know, he said call LadyJ for an interview.
Yeah,
So yeah. That was funny. But listen, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Again, I'm gonna put up before I put up Jamar's stuff, because we went, oh, I did not ask the $1 million question. Give me 1 second, Jamar. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna
Million
ask you
dollar
this.
question. I
Yeah,
need a $1 million question.
that's the $1 million question. Let me get your information and put it up here. Y'all listen. Please do me a favor, if you can, make sure you donate to Cash App is $ LadyJFlava. Okay. If you can donate, I would definitely appreciate it to help out with some of the things that I have to do outside of this particular program. Now, I want to put up Jamar's information. Jamar, this is the question I always ask everybody. This is the $1 million question, because inquiring minds want to know. So, are you married? Are you in a relationship? Are you looking for somebody, or what's going on with that?
No, I'm not married. I just got out of a relationship not too long ago. Um, I actually got a young lady that I'm looking at. It's just one of those type things where I didn't learn to slow down and really take my time to see it. So with a lot of stuff, man, it's especially with that, because I'm focused on my work. So I'm really trying to
Mm-hmm.
build. And I let it be known I want a partner. Like, when we just got to see what that looks like.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for your age, I want to say, like, you speak way beyond your years. You really did. You speak like a much, much, much older man. And that is what you said right there is so powerful. Um, Jamar's information is scrolling at the bottom, and the reason I always ask that question is because a lot of times when I have, and I had to learn to ask the questions, because when I first started doing this, when I would get off, my phone would be like bing, 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 bing. People DMing me, like, is he married? Does he have a girlfriend? Is he looking for somebody? Or can you get his number? So I just started asking the question, when I come on, let's get that out of the way. So that
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
now
yeah,
we
yeah.
know what it is. Okay. So
I
we know
guess
what it
it'd
is.
be a $1 million question if you're dealing with $1 million man. I'm be there in a
Exactly.
little bit.
There you go. You gotta have that $1 million mindset.
Man,
Gotta have
billion.
a $1 million mindset. But yeah,
Thank you.
what what you just said is so powerful. Take your time. Like, I would always tell my son, um, women are always going to be here. They ain't going nowhere, and God will send the right one into your life. Slow down, take your time, ask questions, be patient, but most of all, let that person know what you got going on, because you had those things going on before the person came into your life, and you can't let somebody come into your life and they start overstepping and overtaking and getting on you for what you're doing. Like, you got to have a conversation before they come into the relationship so they know what's up. So that's powerful. I love what you said, and you're doing the right thing. Now, ladies, he said he already has somebody he looking at. Okay, he already looking at somebody. So y'all, that we gonna pray for him. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Yeah,
pray for
please
him.
do pray for me.
Yeah, cause he cause he looking at somebody. But it's more of us, more women than men. So when they say a good brother out here, the women listen. Like, I remember when I was growing up, Jamal, we didn't like ask guys, can I have your number and that kind of stuff. Like, we
Yeah.
were taught to wait. But these
Mhm.
women now, like, they on it. They want to know.
It is switched
Yeah.
up if you take all the men out and you got to. But this is what I'm gonna
Yes.
say about that too, right? Because when I do encounter women and they looking for something long term, they want a husband. It's like, but are you a wife?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta be what you want. So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna play with that. If you talking
Yeah.
about stuff, if I'm investing my time and we doing something, like, nah, we,
Mm-hmm.
this serious. So
Exactly.
that's just
And
where I'm at with it.
you talking about a lifetime. And I will tell you from experience, communication is the key, because I was married for 27 years, but I tell everybody the best gift I gave myself was when I got divorced, because I wasn't ready when I got married. And you learn from your mistakes and you move on, but you got to learn how to communicate. Make
Yeah.
sure y'all on one accord. Bad vibes said, well, bad vibes. Okay, I know that means something, but anyway, bad vibes said, welcome home. Miss Lynette said, blessings to you and all your endeavors. And Stephen said, yes, he's very mature. So y'all listen, I guess that's it for the calls. But thank you so much, everybody who joined in tonight. Next week, okay, at 8 p.m. We're going to have a female on here. I'm so super excited. Not that I don't like talking to the men, but this is what I've been wanting to do, like speak to a female. Also would like to speak to anyone. I want to say male or female, but I'm preferably a female because I'm a female. I would like to speak to a female about being in a relationship with somebody who's incarcerated, whether they're out now or they're inside. Because Jamar, right now, is a lot of that's becoming a big thing. Where the women are dating men that are incarcerated. It's becoming a big thing. So listen, if you're out there and you want to talk to me, we can come and have this conversation. It wasn't hard, was it, Jamar?
Not at all.
Okay, I
But
tried to
I
make
but
it.
I had done this before, so
Okay, okay.
not to this extent. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful, man. Thank you so much for this
Uh-huh.
opportunity, and it's been a
Yeah.
blessing.
Yeah, awesome. I just try to make it. I want everybody to feel like we at home, like we in the living room. This is this is my little study room, y'all, my little TV room. I just want to make, like make y'all feel like we at home and stuff like that. And ain't nobody watching us. But so Delmont, he said salute team, ladies, salute team, ladies on deck. Yep, absolutely. Next week. And behind what is that saying?
Behind the wall mentors in the building.
Oh, Behind the Wall Mentors is in the building. Shout out to Behind the Wall Mentors. Shout out to my little brother, Marco. Can't wait to see him. Been talking to him on the tablet.
Yeah, man. Everybody keep him in y'all prayers, man.
Yeah.
Make sure that happens, man.
Yeah, we
Free
definitely want to.
Joshine, free Sean.
You mentioned somebody, Justine Walls. Is that his?
Joshine Walls, yeah, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's the whole thing, that if people don't know about the different jurisdictions in Maryland, like there's different things that's set up. And it's crazy. We're not a large state, but certain jurisdictions, certain counties, they ain't trying to let people go. And it's not for the sake. Joshine been locked up just recently for 26 years, but this man doesn't have a ticket, no infraction. He's a pastor. He done did the school and everything they need to. He's also self-published author. Y'all go and look up Behind These Walls. He been trying to do stuff as far as a parole preparation book, but's been having problems with that. If anybody can support him with that. And also was working with Prepare to actually, and we were doing that when the institution wasn't allowing us to go around and prepare people with parole and how to get that support. Like, that's why I said I need my team out here, because we work.
Yeah. That brother got his doctorate degree Behind the Walls. And
I used to tease him, the good Reverend Doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but good man. Good man.
I interviewed him. It's sad. It's really sad. We gotta
the change
pray.
Won't come.
Yes, we gotta pray, because I remember he had went to his parole hearing.
They played with him. Talking about he got to get another evaluation. How much you want to evaluate the man? What you doing? But that's the thing, and that's why change has to happen. And I mean, the system is made up of people. We got to affect change. Now, it's one thing to be voting, but it's another thing to, invest your dollars, because we in a capitalistic society. So when you start realizing the power that you have by either spending or not spending, supporting or not supporting, it's a lot, man. Like, and we come together, support each other, grind, and start making stuff happen.
Right.
Be that change that we want.
Wow, absolutely. So y'all keep these names of these brothers in prayer. And there's a lot of brothers and sisters that's incarcerated. But these are the ones that have been in contact with the show, and we just want to make sure that we keep them lifted up, and not only the ones who are incarcerated, but the families as well. Because when people are incarcerated, their family is incarcerated as well. They doing time with the person that's inside. So Jamar, we're gonna keep you lifted up in prayer, my brother. Keep being great. come back on again. I hope to meet you in person really soon. We gotta figure that out. Because I know where you are, and I'm in Baltimore City, but we gotta figure that out.
Man,
But
when this box off and I'm done with these courts, I said when this box come off my ankle and I'm done with these courts, I'm there.
okay, yeah. Yeah, that'll be great. But listen, any last words you want to say before we go?
Like, look, y'all heard those books. If you got a loved one that's inside, encourage them to read. What I say, The Millionaire Prisoner, D'Amico's Booth, Getting Out, Staying Out. Continue to pray for your people. And the thing is for them to do the development to prepare for their freedom while they're inside first.
Yeah.
Because you got to be free within before you free without. So continue to pray for them. Definitely free my guys. If y'all ain't hear their names said enough, Marco Lomax, Sean Gardner, Joshine Walls Sr., and there's also Antoine Faulkner L and Eggy Mo that's on the cover. I wish I knew Eggy Mo's real name, but you know how that goes sometimes. But yeah, so be on the lookout of all of this stuff and being able to create change, because that 13th Amendment makes slavery legal. There's guys that's inside that state pay or not, whatever, they ain't really getting it. And then we got to make sure that they are learning to be the citizens that can be also great taxpayers out here. Because if they didn't grind it to do whatever they did in the streets, best believe it's some genius that can become great entrepreneurs out here. So let's go ahead and invest in our people and do the same thing with the children that's out there, so they don't got to be in the streets. Get that Behind the Wall Mentors magazine and start getting them to read that. So that's what I say.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for joining us. Like, I really love this show. Miss Lynette, I see your comment. Miss Lynette, we're going to keep praying for you. Her husband has been incarcerated for 40 years. 40 years. And this woman has been hanging with her husband for 40 years. So, Miss Lynette, we're praying for you. We hope that he will be able to come home real soon. And thank you for joining us tonight. So, y'all, my name is Dr. Lady J. This is What Up Baltimore, where we talk to people who were formerly incarcerated, or sometimes, like you heard the brothers call in tonight. Listen, we got to keep praying, keep everybody lifted. We got to do the work. We got to make sure that we continue to be the village for our brothers and sisters who are incarcerated, that we keep fighting. We keep going to Annapolis. We keep looking at these bills and just keep fighting so we can get them to come home. Another brother, his name is Joseph. I forgot his last name. But Joseph, I think he has a life sentence as well, and he's been on the show before. So we want to keep these brothers and sisters lifted up. Make sure y'all tune in next Monday night.
One more thing. Miss Leah Green with Merlin Cure, another lady that's been fighting on the front lines for forever. So definitely, keep her and her son in prayer. She's been doing this for forever. So, we got some awesome warriors that are women out here.
And Miss Leah Green is like 84, 85, something like that. And every time I look up at something, Miss Leah lives a long ways from Baltimore. But every time I look up, Miss Leah is right there, driving by herself. I be telling her, Miss Leah, go, because it's getting dark. She's going to stay till the end. She's going to make sure she get everything until it's over. But yeah, keep her in prayer. Her son is doing a life sentence. And like Miss Leah says, her goal is to see her son's face, to see him out on the outside before she leaves this earth. So y'all, let's keep praying. Y'all stay blessed, be encouraged. Have a good night and have a good rest of the week. Jamar, take care of yourself, and thank you so much for coming on with me tonight. If you could do me a favor, when you get a chance, you don't have to do it tonight. If you could just text me all of the names of all of your books, and I will, I'll make sure I get them out to the people that would like to get them. She said, Miss Leah Green, I remember her. She used to commute with my mother before she passed. Got it. All right, y'all. Everybody have a good night. Jamar, take care of yourself. I'll talk to you all soon.
Right, thank you. God bless.
All right. God bless you all. Everybody take care and be safe out in this crazy world. Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing.
And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.